After 10 years of making fitness videos, I'm not afraid to admit that sometimes I get things wrong. Thing is, behind this perfect waistline, I'm still very much human. A human that makes mistakes, including making claims that age like milk protein supplements. Today, with all of you, I want to debunk some of those claims. Now, my goal with this channel has always been to help people effectively achieve their fitness goals. Weight loss, of course, is arguably the most popular goal of all time. So naturally, I covered it in my very first video, where I firmly stated that weight loss is all about, you guessed it, calories in versus calories out. Of course, the foundation to successful weight loss does involve calories, but nuance is very important. 10 years ago, though, nuance was too big of a word for me, so it was mostly about calories and not much else. 3,500 calories is 1 pound, so just find your target with a bit of math and that's it. Obviously, we know there's more to it, like our metabolism, NEAT, thermic effect of food, hormones, environment, genetics, and so on. Ultimately, a calorie is just a measurement of heat, much like a foot is a measurement of distance. So the advice of telling someone to just eat fewer calories is as useful as the advice of telling someone to just get 10 feet in the air if they want to dunk a basketball. It's essential that I do mention nuance. Otherwise, I'm really no better than those who feel compelled to call others lazy for struggling to lose weight, which, funnily enough, suggesting laziness is a factor is also a clear admission to the existence of nuance. So to truly help people effectively achieve their goals, I need to do better than just saying calories in, calories out. Sorry, past Picturefit, you were a bit off on this one. Speaking of being a bit off, I was also a bit off about the form of cardio known as high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. Looking back, it's super obvious how super biased I was. Fortunately, I'm better about it now, but back then, I was really into HIIT, cause I did lose a good amount of weight with it. So I thought a video about it will be great to help others, but more importantly, validate my own feelings. And to my excitement, research did show HIIT had one particularly great benefit. A benefit related to, again, calories. Luckily, this time I didn't lack nuance. I just lacked the ability to look past this particular nuance. A nuance called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, aka EPOC. Physiologically, we continue to use energy, partly supplied through oxygen, after exercise to recover from it. The more intense the activity was, the more energy, thus oxygen or EPOC, it requires. And EPOC is definitely higher after HIIT compared to other forms of cardio. So I felt like I had a slam dunk of an argument with this point, and I didn't even have to jump a single foot higher. But we gotta remember that whenever we narrow in on any particular nuance, we eventually gotta step back and see the bigger picture. When it came to overall calories and actual weight loss, despite the higher EPOC, HIIT is no better and sometimes worse than even traditional steady state cardio. In other words, I was into HIIT much more than HIIT was into me, and I was wrong for giving HIIT more love than it deserved. You won't catch me getting back with HIIT anytime soon, unless they write me a romantic, systematic review proving they truly changed this time. Now, the next PicFit myth was that time I believed Pokemon Go was gonna be the next big thing in fitness. Let's move on. And finally, the last PicFit myth to debunk revolves once more around calories. This time, it revolves around the common calorie containment contraptions we colloquially call plates. My claim was that we can trick ourselves to eat less by eating with smaller plates. I even sassed things up by showcasing how it all works based on the fancy Ebbinghaus optical illusion. The ultimate claim was that smaller plates reduces calorie intake by as much as 22%. With a dose of shoddy math and more lack of nuance, I also claim this can help us lose as much as 48 pounds a year. Of course, there was one serious issue. Basically, the authors of these plate studies were probably just bullshitting. After an investigation for potential scientific misconduct, the authors came under some serious fire, probably ignited by calories. They ultimately had to retract a bunch of studies, including their studies on smaller plates. Later research from other authors then found that, much like HIIT, excess plate shrinking oral consumption had no caloric benefit. Picturefit, you be wrong again. Fortunately for myself, that's about the extent of when I got things wrong in my content. That said, maybe I'm still being biased, but to come to my own defense a bit, outside my initial calories video where I clearly lacked nuance, usually my past mistakes are simply a reflection of the evolving nature of science. The research was there for HIITs and smaller plates, but nothing in science is ever concrete. I try my best to keep this in mind and avoid leaning too heavy into any hard claims. Sure, not everyone is a fan of this neutral approach, but I like it this way because it gives me an opportunity to be honest and transparent with you when things do change. Because again, you guys deserve information that can genuinely help you effectively achieve your goals, and that requires me to admit when I'm wrong. So I look forward to debunking more of myself in the future. For now, I'm gonna head down the block because I got some high-intensity Pokestop training to do. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it an evolving thumbs up and share it with your mistake-loving friends. Subscribe for more and let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for watching and don't forget to get your protein.